What started out as a lone thunderstorm in central Illinois last night quickly turned into a much larger complex of thunderstorms that brought heavy rainfall, wind, and lightning to lots of mid-Missouri. And this storm system itself was odd because of the way it moved. You could see how it's moving from east to west, and we don't typically see that. And now we had our eye on another storm system that was diving out of Nebraska yesterday evening as well. And as these two storm systems were kind of on a collision course with each other, they eventually got closer and closer, and something interesting happened. You could see how those storms kind of connect. It almost looks like they're reaching out to each other. Perhaps Mother Nature wants to imitate a little bit of art? Probably not, but it's certainly an interesting sight to see. The eventual collision of these storms was intense enough to actually spin up a brief tornado, and that was near Blue Springs, Missouri. It's just south of Kansas City, producing EF0 damage. The storms that came in from the west actually had enough punch to kind of push out that back building MCS that came through mid-Missouri into the evening, and the amalgamation of those two storm systems are what brought all the heavy rainfall that we saw through the early morning hours today. And when we break down the satellite imagery, we can kind of see that connection of those two distinct storm systems kind of merging in at that single point and kind of blowing up once they eventually collided. I did some reading on the Kansas City National Weather Service's Twitter last night. They noted that in the combined 40+ years of forecasting experience, they've never seen any sort of storm system kind of come together like this. So that certainly goes to show that, you know, even here in 2020 in the weather world, it's making us turn our heads and wonder what on earth is going on. If you want a little more insight on how this phenomenon occurred last night, I go into a little bit greater detail in the Storm Track Insider blog, and that's on abc17news.com. But for now, reporting for the Storm Track weather team, I'm meteorologist Luke Victor.